Welcome to The New Next, a podcast that addresses current events and how they will impact the future. Co-hosted by the inquisitive public speaking champion, Mike McVeigh, and energy, economics, and technology expert, Matt Jensen. Join us as we explore all things energy, economic, tech, and political, and how they will affect our future. We'll talk about oil and gas. Recently, China has claimed the first offshore shale oil and gas discovery. Say that 5 times fast. China claims shale oil. I can't do it. So, anyway, so tell us a little bit about this and why we should care.
They found this discovery in the South China Sea. I think they estimated that the South China Sea in this area might hold up to 8 billion of barrels of total recoverable oil. But China's really spent a lot of money over the years trying to build a onshore shale oil and gas market in there, and it just really hasn't worked. So, kind of the hope for them was that they could kind of create something like the U.S. had, and that hasn't worked out. They produce over 4 million barrels a day in oil and liquids production. But most of this is conventional, so not unconventional. Basically, unconventional wells are usually like horizontally shale fractured wells, where they use, hydraulic fracturing to release oil and gas hydrocarbons from it. China's a big country. They use a lot of energy, and their biggest vulnerability is their lack of domestic oil reserves. In recent years, they've really tried to push kind of partnerships with countries like Russia around like long-term hydrocarbon deals. Like there was a 10-year deal for Russia for natural gas and additional pipeline a couple of years ago. That was a big deal. So it's really a strategic vulnerability. And if you look in kind of a geopolitical war competition player stuff, you look at China linked up with, Iran and Russia. That's a force to be reckoned with. And, a big deal. So they've been building a lot of islands in the South China Sea, in areas that international law says isn't theirs, but China disputes. So they've really tried to push kind of bases, landing strips, and stuff like that into areas where essentially they will have the ability to, assuming that there's oil and stuff, and then also to protect kind of like the trade lanes through the South China Sea, but to really kind of control the seas over there. So this is a huge deal for them having a find and having something that's worked out, because it's been a rough road for them in recent years with finding shale oil and unconventional resources specifically. So we'll see how this goes, but it really, any sort of incremental production that they can get out of shale, out of the South China Sea, really helps benefit their independence from external forces and external entities.
If you would like to learn more about the New Next podcast, find us at thenewNextPodcast.com, where you can suggest a topic you would like for us to cover. If you enjoyed what you heard, share the podcast, tell a friend about it, or rate us with 5 stars.